relation to how we can address our own personal health.
This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and I would like to introduce you to Eleanor. Now, I remember a little while ago, a couple of years ago actually, so I don't know, 3 years maybe, a business partner of my time and I were talking, and I said if I had another gym, I would call it Eleanor. She hated the idea. She thought it was dumb, in less words than that. And I liked it. I thought it was beautiful. And I've fleshed it out more in the last week than I ever have in my whole entire life. Because of the COVID situation and all my clients are training from home, I wanted to be able to train from home as well. The gym is a mess. And I mean that like it's a shell. It's got all the gears gone. It lacks the community and culture that it once had when people were here, when dogs were here. You know, when people came here to test themselves in the face of others, in the face of themselves, in the face of their fears, in the face of their challenges. That's all not here anymore. And it's tough. It's tough for me to work here. And so I wanted to set up a home gym that I could go in. That would be my third space. I've talked about third space before. If you haven't already, if you don't know what that is, just jump back a couple of podcasts. I talk about it. And when I first posted about it on social media, I said, look, if I was to open up another gym, it would be called Eleanor. That's it. Just Eleanor. Not Eleanor Fitness or Strength or anything. Just Eleanor. Right. Named after the Mustang out of Gone in 60 Seconds. And the reason being is that if you look after your body in the same way you can look after a machine like that, then it will run well for a very, very, very long time, right? If you take care of it. Now, it's a muscle car. It means there's muscle, there's strength, there's grunt, there's horsepower, but there's an engine, which means that you've got this cardiovascular component to it as well. But above everything else, right, above all of that, Eleanor is your third space. It's wherever you are, right? This is the beauty behind this, is that Eleanor lives in your mind. And what that means is that you can create that third space anywhere you need to. Be a part of something more, but not having to be anywhere in particular. Don't have to be at the 6:30 p.m. class, right? So you create your own Eleanor, which is your ability to create your third space in the way that it works for you, and make it simple, make it effective, allow you to fine-tune, keep your performance up high, right? And this is one of the most sort of beautiful analogies that I came across with relation to how we can address our own personal health, especially in the current times, right? In the current times of us not being able to go to a physical training location and having to have a home gym. And one of the ways to set that up is to set up our own Eleanor, right? In a garage, in a shed, in a warehouse, in a parking lot, in a carport, wherever it may be, that we can look after Eleanor, our own version of that. Because even when I say Eleanor and you think of the Mustang, if you do, then that's in your mind and you take care of it, right? So there's a subjective component and attachment to it, as well as the objective work that needs to be required to look after it. And your body is no different. And so if we can fine-tune and maintain the performance of Eleanor, then what we're doing is fine-tuning and maintaining those elements of our own physical and mental well-being. And so I invite you to consider creating your own Eleanor, creating your own space, your own physical training area. I'll have a program that's available for people to call Eleanor that you will have access to if you wanted to. You're more than welcome to go down that path. But the key thing here is not necessarily that. The key thing here is you creating that for you, right? If you're driving a Mustang or equivalent for whatever the fuck you're wanting to think about, but let's keep that analogy, that there's nothing else required of you. You're not required to work. You're not being asked by the world for anything. You're in your third space. And your training should be exactly the same. So my call to arms for you is that if you are the person who does physically train, who does get after that, who wants to take care and keep their mental and physical performance at a high level, create your own Eleanor, make it yours. And if you're able to do that, you're able to really ensure that you can look after everyone else. That's how important that is. It's not about the car. It's not about getting stronger. It's about fine-tuning yourself continually and challenging yourself continually to look after yourself continually so you can provide continually. So you can have that third space. It lives up here in your head in order for you to take care of everything else. That's my offer for you. And on that note, that's it. It's a quick one today. So I wanted to introduce you and invite you to Eleanor. I hope you like her. I hope you look after her. But otherwise, team, that's me done. I'm out. If you found this podcast beneficial, it would mean the world to me if you would pass it on to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. And if you haven't already, you can get my book, Minding Yourself, at anywhere that sells books online. I think it's a great read. I've had great feedback by it. I'm not trying to blow my horn there. It's really nice. I've had people from Austria reach out. I've had doctors read it. It's really, really nice to hear from them. So if you've read it, if you've got it, please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to have a chat with you. That'd be fantastic. So thank you so much. But otherwise, team, that's me done. I'm out. Until tomorrow, you guys know the deal. Peace and pizza, kick today in the dick, and slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.